Well, hello, hello, and welcome to the Radiate Your Brilliance Challenge presented by Motivator Inc. I am so excited to see your beautiful face here today. We are about to dive into one of the most life changing challenges I think that you will experience this year. The Radiate Your Brilliance Challenge is really an opportunity to get inspired and to get clear on your own brilliance and how you're going to radiate that brilliance out into the world. We live in such a time where the flashiness of online media, experts, thought leaders, and influencers run our world. And I think that there is a gravitation towards understanding our own individual importance and also being able to build personal brands and to build businesses. But none of that means nothing if you don't understand what you are here for, why you are important, and what is most brilliant about you. And it's not just about your subject matter expertise, it is oh so much more. I can't wait for us to dive into the Radiate Your Brilliance Challenge. And again, welcome, and I'm very glad to see you here. To keep up with this challenge, I'm inviting you to personally join the Motivator Text Club, where we send out notifications regarding the challenge. Not only that, but just notifications about the wonderful, inspirational, and educational content that is provided with Motivator Inc. You can join the text club by texting 770-746-8240. Let me know that you are here via the Radiate Your Brilliance Challenge. You can send me a message, you can say hello, you can give me feedback on how this challenge worked out today for you. Any message that you would enjoy sending, I would love to receive it. And be sure, if you haven't already, to grab your challenge workbook. If you registered for the challenge, you'll get a copy of this for free. But we also have a challenge bundle that includes some extra audio trainings, a mini guided journal, in addition to our challenge workbooks, and some extra resources that I think that you will find valuable. You can grab your bundle over at motivator.com/radiate. And if you haven't officially registered for the challenge, you can also do that there. And again, the challenge workbook is free. I just want to make sure that you have a space to document what is happening over the course of these next 5 days, take notes, and keep it all in one organized place. So be sure to go ahead and grab your bundle and workbook again over at motivateher.com/radiate. So, who is this lady talking to you? It's me, Regina Coley. I am the CEO of Motivator Inc., where we help women to understand their significance, radiate their brilliance, and make their mark. I am a wife and mom of eight. I have four handsome boys and four beautiful girls. I'm an educational consultant and personal growth coach, award winning advocate for girls, and I have spent the last 12 years as both an educator and entrepreneur of several businesses that work directly with women and girls. And I'm a serial author of motivational books for women and girls. This is my space. This is my bread and butter. This is what I do, and I love it. So, again, I'm glad you're here. You are in very capable hands. And let's jump into the challenge. So, I want to first of all let you know I gave you a brief overview as to why I felt led to lead this challenge and why I felt led to lead it now. At the beginning of this year, I hosted another challenge centered around significance. I told you that Motivator Inc. focuses on helping women and girls to understand their significance. That is what that entire challenge was about. And now, this portion of radiating our brilliance, now that you understand why you are important, I think it is equally as important to understand how you are to develop yourself and your purpose in sharing that gift and your gifts with the rest of the world. And so, as a woman of faith, this scripture that you see here on the screen, Matthew 5:16, which I'm about to jump into, is actually what inspired the Radiate Your Brilliance Challenge. And scripture is breathed out by God, is profitable for teaching, for reproof, for correction, for training in righteousness, that the woman of God may be complete and equipped for every good work. So I felt if I'm going to lead you into radiating your brilliance, and if this is the good work that you are supposed to complete, not minding whatever industry it is that you're in, not minding whatever title it is that you're doing. If you know that you have work to do, and radiating your brilliance is work, it is very, very important that you are equipped to do that work and that you are complete. And in order for us to do that, we've got to look at scripture. So here is the one that inspired me. This has always inspired me to recognize that a part of our assignment as leaders, as visionaries, as women in general, because we are natural nurturers and teachers, is to share our brilliance with other people. So let's dig into it. It says, here's another way to put it: you are here to be light, bringing out the God colors in the world. God is not a secret to be kept. You are going public with this, as public as a city on a hill. If I make you light bearers, you don't think I'm going to hide you under a bucket, do you? I'm putting you on a light stand. And now that I've put you there on a hilltop, on a light stand, shine. Keep open house. Be generous with your lives. By opening up to others, you'll prompt people to open up with God, this generous Father in heaven. Oh, it's so meaty. It's so good. It's so good. And it's so meaty. So let's look into a couple of things that I highlighted there. First of all, our job is to be light, not shine the light, not radiate the light, not reflect the light. We are to be light. And we're to not only keep that to ourselves if we are light, but we are got to go public with it. So when you hear me say that it's important for you to get into community because you have an assignment that you have to carry out, it requires you to go public. It requires you not to be hidden. It requires you to step out into the spotlight. It requires you to get in front of people. It requires people and relationships and conversations and speaking. And all of those things sometimes scare people away from the assignment with just simply two words like go public. And something about the go public part of things also lends its hand to shame and judgment and ridicule and just this often introspection of what are they going to say about me? What are they going to think about me? What are they going to, and it causes us to shrink. It causes us to shrivel in fear before we even get started with things. And so I thought about really deeply, how am I going to start this challenge? I know that it's one of those topics. I can talk about this for 365 days of this year, literally just this topic of radiate your brilliance, but I've got to condense it down to 5 days. And it's got to just be five of the most important topics that I can discuss as it relates to brilliance. So, as we're thinking about these things, understanding that we are called to be light and we've got to go public with it, we are called to be light bearers. God put us together. He created us in such a way where He has decided that once I've created these people that I'm calling and setting apart and calling to be light, I'm going to put them on a light stand and I'm causing them to shine. And in order to shine, that means that you've kind of show up in some pretty dark spaces. And I think that we're living in pretty dark times, not doom and gloom dark times, even though sometimes it feels like that if you really watch the news. But honestly, in a time where people are blind to their own awareness, their spiritual awareness, their own significance, their own ability to function, their own ability to understand what is their destiny, why am I here, what am I supposed to do. We're often told to do a lot of things, but often not in the spaces that nurture what it is that we're truly called to do. And when we aren't, I found that it's for women that are much later on in their life. And I thought to myself, what would happen if people could understand that earlier on, as to not waste time, as to not waste years um, in darkness, moving blindly, lacking knowledge, lacking wisdom, lacking awareness. And I think to myself, all the people who have made the world of difference to me were light bearers. There were people who were warm. There were people who were loving. There were people who exposed me to God. There were people who exposed me to the value system of being a Christian. There were people who exposed me to a life and a lifestyle that is holy, that is righteous. There was a standard that they kept. There was a level of excellence that they operated in that was always something that I would gravitate to. And it was also something that I aspired to become. And I believe that having those types of people in my life literally was like a light on this path that we call destiny. And it was filled with all of these light bearers from childhood to adolescence to college and to adulthood, just people who I can call on to be light within my life. And now that I'm in this space, and I remember hearing in my 20s that there are three stages of life. You are learning, and then there's the phase of earning, and then there's the phase of returning. And I kind of feel like I'm in this space now where I'm shifting between earning and returning. And I don't know, I'm like, what is the age group? What is the requirement of these stages of life? Who knows? But I think that after a season of truly learning and spending your life in that space of earning where you're working and you're diligently doing the work, there has to be an opportunity to come back where you are returning and you're taking back the knowledge that you've learned in the form of mentorship, or if you're in business, it's coaching, it's consulting, it's sharing that expertise with the people who are around you. However, without the titles of coach, without the title of consultant, without the title of teacher, because a lot of you don't carry those titles, you still have a responsibility to teach and to mentor and to return back into a space where you are, what are we here for? Radiating your brilliance. You're sharing these things that you've learned along the way with somebody else in an effort to light their path and to make things easier for them as they are journeying through this thing that we call life. And if we are to be light, then we have to understand, where does light come from? And I believe that God is a source of light. And if we are made in his image, then we also are light bearers as well. And I think when you can get into a space where you can prescribe and know that this is who you are confidently, cemented in your heart, and begin to live the lifestyle of a light bearer, you will make not only your world better, because I believe that you learn a lot more when you learn how to teach others. There are a lot of things that are solidified for you when you learn to teach. Um, it makes your life greater. It makes the people around you blessed, your life more blessed in the process. I can't think of anything terrible that comes from radiating your brilliance. So get into it. It's one of the things that we're called to do. And I think it's important for us to do it. So, again, I told you I can talk about this topic all day, all year. Where am I going to start? And I had to go back to significance. So we're starting day one under the topic of significance. And before we end out today, I'm going to share with you all five of the topics that we're going to discuss over the next 5 days. But we can't start anywhere if you don't understand your own significance and how extremely important of a person that you are. And that's not just saying that because you're here. I want you to believe it with your heart of hearts. You are a woman of significance. You are worthy of attention. You are important. You are someone to behold. You are already set apart. This was a part of your destiny long before you were even born, thought of. This was who you were always designed and determined to be. And as light bearers, it's important to recognize that you are already set apart. When I realized this, I thought that it was the most important aspect of significance that I can share with you. Firstly, no matter how great your name is, how small your name is in the world, every single woman carries significance. You are important. And I know that some of you don't feel like that. I know that some of you may feel unloved. I know that some of you may feel guilty or shame, or you may feel little, or you may feel undervalued. You may not feel seen. You may not feel heard. You may feel like, no one cares about me. No one loves me. And I can promise you that it is a lie from the pits of hell. It is not true. And there's no truth to it. And if there was just one thing that I want you to walk away from today, knowing it's that. And then there are some women whose name carries great significance. You have all the titles and accolades that there are to have in the world. But one of the things that I realized in all of the lessons, and as a CEO, you kind of have to journal a lot of your experiences, because I found that there are so many lessons and the things that I kind of missed throughout the day. And so I end a lot of my day with journaling because it allows me to go back and get into a reflective space. And one of the things that I journaled a couple of weeks ago was that God said that He would make your name great in this world. He didn't say that He would make your title great. He didn't say He would make your business great. He said He would make you, your name, the name that you carry, the name that you came into this world with, great. in this world. And I think that we got caught up in this world of ambition, this world that promotes success for us, with just pushing titles and the things that we can do and the things that, all the things that, all the skills that we possess and the characteristics of who we are. We just associate those things naturally with brilliance. But your significance comes with, from who you are, your identity, your God-given identity, the person that you are on the inside, despite whatever job it is that you carry, despite whatever business it is that you're running, whatever project you're about to launch. None of those things matter. None of those things matter right now in this moment. So I want you to remove them from your head. If you are here to try to figure out your next skill and strategy to get rich, this is not it. Significance is none of those things. Significance is truly a matter of who you are, not what you do. And I want you to understand that you are so, so, so important to God. And I want to share the scripture with you. So this is from Matthew 18:12. It says, look at it this way. If someone has 100 sheep and one of them wanders off, doesn't he leave the 99 and go after the one? And if he finds it, doesn't he make far more over it than over the 99 who stay put? Your Father in heaven feels the same way. He doesn't want to lose even one of these simple believers. And that's you. You are the one. You're the one that he wants to go after. You are the one he wants your heart. He wants your mind. He wants your whole being. He wants you to understand how much you are loved. It doesn't matter. And some of you are so used to being the 99, it is hard to imagine being the one. Because in the 99, you're just like everybody else. You're lumped into a group. You don't have significance. You are so used to being a part of the majority and blending in and fading to the back. You feel like the 99, and God is trying to prompt you in this season to understand that you are the one. It doesn't matter if he feels like in his heart of hearts everybody else has got it and you still don't get it. He is going to come after you. He is going to chase you. You are going to be exposed to the most wonderful coaches and teachers and words. You're going to start to see a consistency in your life where it's like, why do I keep getting that same message? Why does God keep prompting me with the same message? Like, it's not going away. You're going to hear from 1,000 messengers. You're going to see it everywhere you go. And that's because he's chasing after you, his one lost sheep. And it's not going to stop until you hone in and you listen to the message and you start to make the necessary shifts so that your life is in alignment with the destiny that he has prepared for you long ago. You are his wonderful work. You are his masterpiece. And I know I have been where you have been before. I've suffered from depression. I've thought that I wasn't important. I remember gaining weight. I told you I'm a mom of eight, right? So I remember like not feeling like myself, like not even physically feeling like myself, not feeling as beautiful, not feeling as important. And this society will have us to think if you aren't snatched by the gods and your face isn't beat and you don't have on your lace front wig and your lashes ain't popping, you're not it. And God didn't say nothing about no lashes, no wigs, no face beat to the gods, no waist snatch, nothing in that Bible that I read. And as it talks about how important I am to Him, none of those things matter. Those are external things, those are superficial things. All of the flashiness in the world, none of it is mentioned there. Not one of it. And that's so interesting to me. And so when we get into the space, I want you to just I just want you to take away all of the things of this world and understand that those are worldly things. If there is anything that you have to understand about your brilliance is that this is um, very much so spiritual. It's very much so internal. And whoever this is for, and who is for, it's not. Who's this? Who it's not. Um, it doesn't take a lot of explanation to understand that aspect of things. We are in a season of shifting. And I feel like I've been saying that for a while, and I feel like I'm still going to say it because we're still here. When we are in a season of shifting, a lot of changes have to occur. Number one, it has to deal with mindset because we have to renew our mindset about how we view ourselves and how we view the ways in which we operate. And if you understand one thing about you, it is that you are the one that he longs for, that he loves, that you are that important despite anything that you think you can do. There's no golden sticker that will get you into heaven to say, yeah, you did 15 things, you're in. Oh, you only did five. Oh, you're not. That's not what we're doing here. This is nothing to do with works. This has everything to do with who you are, your significance, your importance, and your ability to understand that and operate from that place. So, as a woman of significance, as a woman of importance, I want you to understand that we carry a light. And if our job is to be a bearer of light, that we are tasked to emit the rays of significance that are inside of us. We carry that light and we have to have confidence in our significance and understanding how important your experiences, the things that you have endured over the years, the things that you have learned, lessons learned, both good and bad, we have these titles in place because it then allows us to take our significance and compartmentalize them into task of teacher or speaker or business owner or doctor or healer or daycare worker, postal worker, all of these jobs where we get to talk to people. It all has to deal with relationship. It all has to deal with the people who are closest to you, who are in proximity to you. God says he puts the lonely in families. So he puts people into sometimes families, and you have a job and a responsibility, even to your family, if not to your own community, to share your significance, to share the message, to share the news, to be a light in those spaces, to help illuminate the darkness. And it's not, again, not just dark as in bad, because I think that we associate light with good, dark with evil. This isn't that space at all. When we talk about light, it's light for the blind, people who are just literally walking around. They're searching and they're searching and they're searching for their own significance. They're searching, they're searching, they're searching for their own purpose. They're searching, they're searching, they're searching for a good message. They're searching and they're searching for confirmation and affirmation and motivation and inspiration and education. And we are the people who are tasked to show up in that way so that we can let our light shine. And also in the same way that God looks for the one, we've got to go after our ones as well. Because I think that we are also of God. And once we study the ways of God, we have to function and operate in the way that He does. So, being a light bearer is a bit of a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle shift and it's a mindset shift, but it's mostly a lifestyle shift. So, once you get your mindset set around how important it is that you are, you begin to share that messaging with other people. But it also shows up in the way that you live your life. And that is one of the things when people weren't speaking to me, the greatest teachers that I've had were not always people who sat and lectured me. They were not people who always ran and up to me and solved all of my problems. They were people whose lifestyle was a reflection of the greatness that was inside of them, their brilliance. And I can learn a lot from people simply by how they speak, their tone, their cadence. There are certain people that I get around who just carry a warmth in something as simple as, do you need a hug? Do you need some tea? Can I get you something? It's a hospitality that they have. It's a nurturing spirit that they have. There's a gentleness that opens and invites and welcomes. And I know that right now in this season that I'm in, I am really hoping to set a new standard for what it means to be a woman and what it means to belong. And I think everyone wants to feel so important that they belong somewhere, a part of a group, that they have friends, that they're seen, that they're valued, and that they're loved. And if there's nothing else that I in my life doing, I hope that that's what I make people feel when they enter my presence. Is loved, is valued, is that you belong. I don't want anybody to feel ashamed for being who they are. And if anything, I hope that my life reflects a way that will challenge someone else to step their game up, and not just step their game up as I got to hustle harder, I got to do better. Like you just want to be a better person. Have you ever been around people where you just genuinely want to be a better person? This isn't about a business strategy or a hustle mentality. It's just, I genuinely want to be a better person because that person is so amazing. That person is so loving. That person is so kind. It makes you question your own kindness, gentleness, and lovingness. That's just simply from you being you. And if you've never experienced anyone like that, I hope that you do. I pray that you do. I pray that you find your divine companions, the people who are assigned to you that will allow you to see the best in our world so that you can become the best of our world. And I think that that's the job of the light bearer is not only to take the knowledge and the awareness and the wisdom that you carry throughout your life, but to also share with the people that are around you. And I believe that that's what light bearing is. And I know that there are tons of definitions of light bearers that get into a kind of gray area, depending on if you believe in all the universal principles of the universe helps me do this and the universe helps me do that. I am not a person who believes that the universe does anything. I believe that God does everything and people do the rest. Universe is an inanimate object to me that just doesn't make sense in my mind. So I want us to be clear that God is the source of light and He is in us, and our job as light bearers is to present that lifestyle, present ourselves as righteous, and understand that we are also in a training ground ourselves where we have teachers, where we're learning and where we are to be corrected, where we are challenging the best in others. That's why I love that this is a challenge because I'm getting ready to help you push the boundaries on who it is that you already are right now in this moment and to correct some of the mindsets and correct some of the words that may have been spoken over your life, correct some of the things that you believe about yourself and present them as false because I believe and I know within my heart of hearts that some of you who are right now dealing with mental health issues and emotional health issues and are just dealing with some of the lies that the people around you have told you and you've just believed it. And you've never heard anything other than what you've heard. You've never operated in any other way other than the way that you've operated in. And I hope that I'm challenging you to believe and know differently, especially not only over the course of these 5 days as we participate in this, but in every educational material that this company produces and in every broadcast, in every conversation that we have. It's going to be inundated with truth about who it is that you are and what you are capable of being and doing and how you are capable of living. So, as we understand and begin this day of the Radiate Your Brilliance Challenge, you should now begin to just think about what new truths do I need to believe and operate from about my significance and understanding that you are the one. It's you. Your brilliance is already inside of you. It is the light that you carry. It is the thing that you emit out to others to help them to live in such a way where not only do you light their path, not only do you help them to see and to get clarity and to get knowledge and to create an awareness of the things that are important in their lives, the things of God, the things of um, or opportunities. I don't want to say things. I'm trying to get my words together. The opportunities that they have for training, the opportunity that they have for learning, the opportunity that they have for correction so that they too may be complete and equipped for every good work. There are so many good works in our world that require excellent teachers like yourself, that require what I call cultivated conversations, um, conversations where we allow people around us to dig deeper into who it is that they are and to learn that God gives seed to the sower And sometimes we want to see things that are fruitful and we want to see things that are complete. We want to see the fruit of the work. And God is saying, I've given you the seed. It is time for you to cultivate that space, prepare the space, sow the seed, nurture it. It takes time, it takes process, it takes systems to put in place to be able to grow things in such a way, to grow yourself as a woman, to develop yourself, to build, to equip yourself, all takes time. And it takes people around us to support those things, to encourage our work, and to support that work, to be in a community where on the days where I feel like, you know what, I know that this is who I am, but I'm really not feeling it today. I'm really not feeling it. I've been in spaces like that too, where it's just like my mind is clouded. I don't know. I'm getting confused about things. I need somebody, and I have my light bearers who are in my circle who come around and remind me exactly who I am. Help me to get back on track. Help me to get off the path when I've fallen astray. And that's you. You are so important to someone's journey. You are so important to your family's journey, your friends, your community. They need you. They are desperate for you, desperate for you to show up and just radiate your brilliance. Radiate your brilliance. Open your mouth and speak. Stop hiding. What does it say? What does it say? You think I'm going to hide you under a bucket? Some of y'all are hiding under a bucket. I was hiding under a bucket for a very long time because I deal with a lot of things. I am a overcoming people pleaser. I thought and overthought too much about what people think. Am I doing good enough for them? Am I doing right by them? Should I be giving more? Did I give enough? I was constantly questioning things that put me under a bucket. And it's not necessarily a literal bucket, but it made me go into a place of seclusion where I can talk myself out of a good thing by just overthinking it. How many of you are there? How many of you are in a space where you just overthink the thing? Because it's so magnificent, it's so grand, it feels like such a weighted responsibility. It feels like this huge shift for you. So then you overthink the requirements, you overthink the assignment, you overthink the task and the responsibility. You're planners by nature. You got to put everything on a to do list. You got to check it off. It's got to be neat in this beautiful little bubble. It's got to fit perfectly in your planner. And sometimes there's sporadic moments where God will tell me to go tell this person this. And I'm like, what? For real? Like, I don't know them. They don't know me. I can't go say that. And I'm overthinking things. So a lot of things happen where you get these moments to really be a life catalyst and to shift someone's life and to say something that really is like, wow, it's the thing that they were needing to hear that day. Where they really know that there is a God. Have you ever had someone say something to you and walk up to you just brings you to tears because it's the very thing that you needed to hear in the exact moment that you needed to hear it in? Those moments, I think, are the light bearing moments that I'm encouraging you to heed and to be keen on and aware of. Those are the moments where you really do get to give life to someone else and light to someone else. And I heard this analogy years ago that talked about light, and it was just such a beautiful thing. And I want to do this. I don't want to give it away yet. I don't want to give it away, but I want to do something with women around being able to light a candle. There was one person who had a candle. Everybody else's candle had not been lit yet. And the one person who had the lit candle, then took that candle, tilted it, and lit the wick of every person in the space whose candle wasn't already lit. And the teaching behind that was when you take the light that is in you and you help another person to ignite the flame and light their candle, it does not dim yours. And that candle, the original candle, that was the only one that was lit, and a sea of hundreds of unlit candles was still shining brightly. But now everyone else's candle was shining brightly too. And the light that was emitted in that room was so powerful. The analogy was so powerful. It reminds us of our responsibility to not only be there and shine and to say to everybody else, hey, I'm here shining, I'm doing my thing. Y'all have a thing too, do your thing too. It is to help them in that process. It is to start it, it's to ignite that ever burning flame. And that can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. To me, I think teaching and learning is a flame that I hope to ignite in so many people, especially in my role as an educational consultant. Literally, I'm one of the people who I'm like, you just need to learn every day of your life. Life gives so many lessons. And when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Life will teach you a series of things. And when you learn how to journal them, write them, express them through writing, my goodness, life is such a teacher. Life is such a teacher. But in that role, I hope to ignite a fire of lifelong learning in people around me to continuously read, learn. Don't ever think that you've arrived. You are always in a space of elevation and continuously elevating to your next level, next level, next level, and next level. We are always in a season where we can do better, where we can be better. As long as there's breath in your body and your mind is fully functioning, you can learn something new. In the way that our world is continuously evolving, we all are continuously evolving and all have an opportunity to learn something new as well. And so, as you begin to think about your gifts, your talents, and the ways that you show up in characteristics that are unique to you, you'll learn those over the course of this challenge as well. Today, I just really wanted to hone in significance and your importance and how valuable you are as an individual to this world. Over the next 5 days, we will, oh my goodness, guys, I'm supposed to take that part of this out, doing things on the fly. Ignore that part in the middle. It's a part of my beautiful template that I forgot to delete. But our challenge agenda over the next 5 days. Day one, we're studying significance. Over the next 4 days, we're going to look at splendor, sharp, sparkle, and shine. Shine is an acronym I'm going to share with you on the very last day. That I was going back looking at a book that I wrote in 2012, and it talked about this, and I just thought it was so befitting for where we are right now. And I cannot wait for you to hear it. So I hope that you stick around for all 5 days. But we're going to delve deep into what this really means and what it means for you as a woman in this season of life as we are experiencing these life shifts and as we shift into not only understanding our significance, but helping ourselves to shine those things out, to radiate those out into the world and whatever your world is. But I think that we are called into the nations. I think that we are playing really small when we think about just our family or just our community or just our job. I think that we're capable of so much more, but we minimize the work because we feel like, nah, I'm not that important, or nah, I don't know how to make things that big. I don't know how to reach that far. And I can tell you that once you find your momentum and you just get started, God will make a way for you, and He'll make a way out of no way. And there are some times that we think we have to be in control of everything. We have to plan it. It has to be perfect and it has to fit it within our schedule. And we need to know when the miracle is going to happen. And we need to know who the people are going to be. And we got to pull out our cameras so we can catch it and we can share it online. Like the best moments in life are the ones that aren't captured online. Can I tell you that? In our world of oversharing, there are going to be some moments that you're not going to get to share. There are going to be some moments that happen in private. There are going to be a lot of moments that happen in private, and that's okay because this needs to be an experience. This needs to be a moment that's just between you and God, or that's just between you and the person that's um, responsible for the transformation, whether that's between you transforming or you radiating your brilliance in such a way that you help others transform and change. It is better to be done in private and to just share your blessings or share the transformation or share the aftermath in public, but everything does not have to be seen. And sometimes we're people that we don't believe in until we see it. We live in a world that's like, show me the receipts. They got to see receipts. And sometimes what happens in the spiritual, what happens that is significant doesn't always carry a receipt. Sometimes it is just a result of the fruit, and the fruit can be seen. It's multiplied, it's magnified in that way, and it's not always neatly packaged. So I hope that you understand that. I hope that that makes sense. I hope that you understand again that this is going to challenge a little bit of what the way that you are used to dealing with things, and that is okay. But I'm so excited for you to be in a season, in a space where you're about to radiate the most brilliant part of you and your light into this world. And I cannot wait to see what shift is going to happen. And know that I am praying for you. Know that I'm praying for every woman who needs to be here in this season and experiencing this challenge. And I am praying for radical transformation for you. I am praying that every good thing that is in you is revealed to you. Every gift that you have been given becomes apparent to you, that you have a knowledge and an awareness and a wisdom that is being built. You have divine connections and opportunities for people to pour into your life, and that the messages of God don't miss you and that you don't miss them, that they are repeated for you, and that you just cement them in your heart. And that you start to create this shift of feeling that you are not a person of importance, or that you're not as important as so and so, and that you understand that you have a responsibility as a light bearer. And I want you to be complete in that work. I want you to be fully equipped in that space. And that is what the purpose of this challenge is that you understand your significance, that you are able to give out the brightest light, that you carry the highest level of confidence in your significance, and that is contagious and it is caught by every single person around you to understand their own significance and bear their own light. I am rooting for you. I am here for you. I want you to take some time this afternoon to journal. If you haven't already grabbed your challenge journal, please don't forget to do that. You can grab that over at motivator.com/radiate. Be sure to grab that challenge bundle, grab the extra goodies, grab the extra trainings as needed, and spend some time today really thinking about what new truths that you need to believe, and not only just believe within your heart of hearts, but operate from. Operate is an action word. It requires action. It requires you to change not only a belief, but a habit that you have in your life. And when you don't understand your importance, sometimes the way that you spend your time, I have found the way that you spend your time is very, very, very important. So that may be a really good place for you to also reevaluate is how am I spending my time as a person of importance, as a light bearer, as a person who should be sharing the lifestyle of what it means to be righteous and what it means to be a person who not only emits life but also helps other people in lighting their path and helping them to see and create a greater awareness. How am I doing that already? Or how could I be doing that in a greater way? So take some time to journal that out. If should you want to share what you learned today, or should you want to share your notes, you can make sure that you tag me at motivator or use the hashtag radiate your brilliance so that I can follow along with what it is that you're doing. And for every person that shares a screenshot of this page and shares out the challenge, I am going to be doing a couple of pretty awesome giveaways throughout the challenge. So make sure that you share your screenshots of what it is that you're learning or your notes from the challenge workbook. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be one of our lucky winners throughout the challenge as well. But again, I can't wait to see you on day 2 as we jump into the second day of the Radiate Your Brilliance Challenge. I know that it's going to be a transformational experience for you, and I'm so excited to have you here in this season. Take care, and I will see you on day 2. Bye.